Oh, welcome back. This is the fifth episode where I talk about how to play with Yuoki Industries. And we're back. This time we'll talk about the pipes. So Yuoki Industries has a set of pipes you can see here. The horizontal pipes and the vertical pipes are special pipes. They only connect horizontally or vertically. Okay. Oops. So as you can see, they only connect horizontally or vertically. They don't connect to each other. This is very good. You can mix and match the pipes. That way you can avoid T-junctions, for example, right? Like that. So of course I'm mixing them so that you can, it's hard to tell which is which, right? You just need a mouse over it. So he uses the same graphics as the vanilla pipes, but basically that's what they do. The vertical ones only connect to the vertical ones, horizontal one only connects to the horizontal one. So you can avoid some T-junctions if you don't like that. And maybe your pipe design needed to avoid some T-junctions. Okay, so although I don't understand why I'm missing pipe. That's strange. They also the high capacity pipes, so they look exactly like the normal pipes, and they connect also to the normal pipe, only that they have a higher capacity than the normal pipes. So they have 2.5 times the capacity of the normal pipes. Now, a word of caution when you use the high capacity pipes. You cannot expect that they will deliver the same throughput or flow rate as the normal pipes, okay? Vanilla fluid mechanics is such that the flow rate of the fluid depends on how full the pipe is. So the larger the pipes, or the larger the internal volumes, the flow rate is actually slower. Okay, so you could use these pipes to store more fluid in them as a larger buffer, for example, but don't use them thinking that you get more fluid through. Okay, no, you won't. In fact, you probably get less fluid through. Okay, unless you are able to fill them very quickly. Okay, and as far as I know, it's very difficult to fill them very fast. So I would just stick with the normal vanilla pipes for most use case. The only time you want to use this if you want to have a buffer. Okay, in the same line. Same thing with the EC. So the EC has 4 times. So vanilla is 10, high capacity is 25, and vanilla and extreme is 40. So that's 40 units of fluid. Alright, the other ones we're going to talk about is the underground tanks. Now these are larger versions of the storage tank, but they are also specific in that you cannot get liquid out of them unless you use a pump. Okay, so what do I mean by that? So normally you just put fluid and get fluid out like that in a normal tank, right? You can't do that for these underground ones. You want to use a pump. Okay? Look at this. Pipe? Okay. So you want to use a pipe pump. I think the natives are still attacking me. And you need to put it directly next to the pipe, to the tank. If you put it with a pipe intervening it, like this, then it won't pump. Okay? Something died? So that's that. That's the only precaution you want to use them. There are 2 kinds. There is the T-junction kinds, and which is this and this, and then there is the storage tank looking one, right? So the storage tanks of course have these kind of connections, right? This one don't have that kind of connections. They only have the up and down connections. This has a four-way connections. And this is just connections on all four sides. Okay. So the capacity wise, this one is 4,000, this one is 15,000, 9,000, and 50,000. So that's quite a bit of fluid. Okay. I usually use them to store liquid unit count, but you can store excess oil, for example. Okay, and finally we have something called a pipe buffer. It's actually a pipe valve. So in vanilla, if you want to limit the flow to a certain direction, you have to use a pump, right? But here Yuoki provides you a valve. Very nice, right? So here your flow is limited to the left. Alright, you would have to use a pump. The advantage of not using a pump is that suppose your liquid throughput at this moment in the pipe is 150 units per second. 150 units per second. Then you will still maintain 150 units per second after the pump, after the little valve here. Whereas if you put a pipe, small pump here in the pipe, then you will limit it to only 30 per second, right? Because that's how the small pump pumps. So other than that, very useful. Okay, so the thing to talk about now, of course, are the trains. Trains. I will have to do that in another map. Okay, so let's talk about these chests. Alright. We have Durotor chests. We have stock chests. We have a bigger stock chest. And finally we have a very large chest. So I'm thinking that Yuoki will replace this graphic sooner or later, because he recently replaced these graphics. And of course we also have the logistic chest, the larger version of the logistic chest. You have a provider chest, and you have the request chest. They are fully functional. Okay. Not only are they fully functional, you can also connect wires to them. I should have done that. Let's put them like that. That way you can see the wires. So this one is connected to wire. Okay. So is this one. So is this one. This one doesn't have wire connection yet, but the logistic one definitely has wire connections. So very useful. They have a larger capacity, as you can see. Even the smallest variant has a 5th line, right? The steel chest only has 5 lines. This one has 6 lines. Yeah, size-wise, they are big. I would use them. Okay, they just take up a bit more room. I quite like these. They look really nice. So how do you make them? You can just look at the formula. They're quite cheap. Okay. You need to use the intermediates, obviously, for Yuokis in order to make these chests. But they're not that expensive. Okay. And that covers the logistic chests. So remember, these work just like normal requester chests, for example. You can, request things. Okay. I will now go to a new, not new, but to a different game in order to talk about the trains. So let's put these back. And put these back. Alright. We'll go to my other test game to talk about trains. Okay, so Yuoki's recently added trains. I guess he is a train fan. He added the wagons, So the decoration on the wagons are just decorations. They work like normal train wagons. So they're not limited to just what you see, right? Iron wagon, copper wagon, coal wagon, stone wagon, and container wagons. They are smaller. Like normal wagons, you can limit the size, what can be put into the slot. Okay. And of course, you got the trains. So let's start with your train. Classic steam provider. Yes. Okay. Let's give us some coal. Stack of coal. Now, when he made these, he intended for them to be driven by you. That's why they're kind of slow. They're very cute, actually. Right? Very cute. I think he said in the forum post that he actually drives these around by himself. So, you know, useful, I suppose. The actual speed without any load on them is a bit faster. So this one has a max speed of 80. Yeah, see, 86. But I guess it can't pull too much weight. Okay. All right. If you have the resources, you can trade this classic steams switcher with 35 repetition. That's quite a bit. 35 repetition is quite a bit of resource. You have to spend quite a bit of energy to get 35 repetitions. A reputation is made in a building in Yuoki Industries, so we'll talk about that later. We can also make reputation by trading some items in the Lakai Gate through white engines. But let's just assume you have 35 reputation, so you can trade it for a evil son's loco. Somebody said that he plays 40k. I guess I don't know. I don't know what that reference is. Evil son's loco. Alright. This guy is beastly. It runs quite fast. Alright, so what is the maximum speed? 302 kilometers per hour. It runs fast, but it actually has very bad torque, so it doesn't really pull as fast, right? So remember that the other one, the normal steam one, it pulls at about 35-ish when you have a full wagon. It's not even full, I mean, it's just a bunch of wagons. This one will reduce to about 80. Okay. But if you read the description, it's kind of funny, right? It says, every orc in human knows red is faster. I guess so. I guess red is faster. Alright, so let's go back. We'll connect up to the wagons down here. Alright. We connect to the stocks. Let's see how fast you guys go. 60. Alright, about 86. So if you were on a much straighter path, you probably have a higher thing. Excuse me, that was my alarm clock. Alright. So that's it for these little trains. There are 3 more we could talk about. Very nice sounds. We can talk about the other 3 chains. So we have here the green ones. Okay, so this one is a little different than the other one because you can't. It's harder to tell which side is which. So the side that has the light is the front, and the side that doesn't is the back. Okay, so that's the back. And of course you got the blue one. So the Polo one requires you to again trade reputation. Okay, so you need a green train to trade reputation. Alright, and let's just add the Polo one. He says, for Paula, nothing more to say. I don't know what that means. It must be maybe a significant others of his. Okay, let's back this up. Okay. Nice, right? I think it's cute. So if you are an enthusiastic train enthusiast and you like toy trains, I guess this is for you. Especially if you drive them around too. Very nice. They're slower than the vanilla trains, okay? But I guess that's a trade-off, right? Alright, so let's look at this. Let's compare the speed. I'm gonna take these out. Alright, let's put in some diesel locomotives. Forget what they are. No. They're not on the other, are they? No. Should be in the production. Logistic. Oh, the logistic. Duh. Okay, let's see how beastly this was. So remember that was like 74? Let's see how fast it will be. See, it connects as well. 90 something. So remember, like the speed for locomotive, diesel locomotive in vanilla is about 150. Yeah. So it's reaching its limit. 200 is like a max or something. Yeah. So it's slowing down. So if you weren't pulling anything, then it will probably be slower. So let's back this up. Let's see how fast you go. Yeah, 200. Oh yeah, 259. Okay, so the evil sun's loco is faster than this guy, but this can pull more weight. Anyway, so that's marks the end of Yuoki Industries. That's just the basic buildings for Yuoki Industries. The next episode I will talk about the Yuoki's energies. Okay, so that's where you produce all the power that is consumed by Yuoki Industries. Anyways, see you soon.